Hi Doga Challengers, my name's Kat and this is Indy, and thank you for joining us today for your 30-minute Yin Doga class today. So Yin is a more slower inward practice, and we'll be using a yoga bolster and a block today. If you don't have these things, just press pause and go and grab yourself a couple of cushions, pillows off the bed, or a folded blanket. So let's just start by grounding and centering ourselves today. Find your way into any comfortable seat where the spine can be straight. Maybe you'd like to take a couple of nice deep shoulder rolls and slide the shoulder blades down the back. If it feels comfortable for you, closing down the eyes, or just take a soft half gaze down towards your mat or to your fur baby. There's no wrong way to arrive in stillness. And just noticing how you're feeling today. There's always a wonderful, energetic sliding scale that's constantly moving. And just having a pause to check in builds connection with yourself. Maybe your beautiful dog's here and you can give them a little pat as you arrive to ground, to settle. And even just patting our dogs, as we know, is a great way to soothe our emotions, any busy energy. So incorporating, inviting your dog in to your yoga practice is a wonderful way to bond as well as settle yourself. And just allowing the natural breath to flow in and out through your nose. Oh, Indy's having a really good dream right now. And just let the breath be natural. And noticing where it's landing for you today. Maybe the breath is still a little bit short, a little bit quick, sitting in the top of your chest. Or maybe the breath is starting to draw down towards your belly. And just start to focus on the breath, just noticing the body breathing itself. And a breath can also be a very useful tool for soothing and relaxing. If watching the breath is uncomfortable, if the mind is wandering too much, absolutely fine, just let it go. And maybe just focus on your beautiful dog. Just any point of focus to bring you into the present moment. Just a few more moments here. And gently blinking open your eyes. And we're coming to our first shape of a supported child's pose. This is bringing the knees as wide as what feels comfortable for you on your mat today. Any sensitive knees, if you do have a blanket handy, you can always fold out a blanket and place a couple of cushions in front of you, or your yoga bolster if you have one, and just laying your chest down onto your prop. Head can turn to one side. Or maybe if you have a second cushion or a block, you may wish to place something underneath the head to keep it in a neutral position. In our Yin practice, we focus on target areas to feel a sensation within the body. So just drawing your awareness to your inner thighs, maybe to your lower back. And just noticing if you feel a broad stretch or a pull in these areas. Just enough so you feel something, but not too much that's making you fidget and move. So we're never going to 100% stretch capacity in Yin. Somewhere around 70%. So just find a comfortable shape you can arrive in and find some stillness. And if anything is shooting or sharp or stabbing, please change your shape. Bring the knees in closer or wider. Grab some more cushioning or a blanket for the knees. And then just arrive here. Just let the shoulders drop. The eyes softly close. And if having the cushioning in front of you isn't working, we've been here about a minute now, you can always slide the cushioning away and just soften the forehead to the mat. And just noticing how you feel within the stillness. In practice, the perfect balance to a busy young life. We spend so much time being busy, being outward. Sometimes we don't take enough time to be still, to be inward. We're not here to force or push or pull the body. Just here to feel broad sensation. Oh, good boy, Indy. Just another minute here. If you feel the body softened and you like to inch the knees out a little bit wider, you can. Or just stay where you are. Last few breaths, deepening your inhale. Oh, and here's Willow. Here's my other doggy. And slowly lifting your chest. Hi, Wills. Maybe getting a little kiss from your fur babies. Hi, kids. And slowly make your way out of your shape. Hey, Indy. You're going to sit down. And then slowly finding your way to a seat and stretching the legs out long. Indy, Willow, come here. And then we just rest in between our long holds. Come here. Come here. Good girl. Hi. So there's no wrong way to practice Doga. And then just notice what you feel. May feel a little bit tingly, a little bit numb through the legs. And Willow wants to escape. I'm just going to let her out. You stay there. Come on, Buff. And then slowly making your way up to an upright position. And we'll take our next shape of dragon lunge. Indy, come here. Indy. Indy. Doesn't want to play. So coming in to your tabletop position, once again you may wish to have some cushioning underneath the knees and take a nice big step forward with your right leg. Coming into our lunge position, if you do have a yoga block handy, you may wish to place a block underneath the left hand and just soften the hips forward. Our target area to feel a stretch is the outer right glute, right hip, and down the front of the back leg. Just allowing the hips to soften forward. Indy, come here. And feeling the stretch around the hips. If this feels good, you can stay right here. Or maybe you'd like to bring the body weight forward and down. If you have a block handy, you may wish to rest your elbows onto your block. Or if you have some soft cushioning, grab your bolster or a couple of pillows and bring the body down onto some cushioning. This number one thing is making sure nothing's pinching or sharp into the hips. Just allow the head to be heavy. And notice what you feel. Yin is a mindful practice. Simply paying attention on purpose to different points of focus. So the physical body is one of the easiest points of focus when we're in a yin shape, because we can feel something physical. And sensation doesn't have to be strong, it doesn't have to be big. It can just be the gentlest pull. So just keep watching, paying attention. Notice within the shapes how the body does shift and change. And even if you're still in the upright lunge position, absolutely fine. You can stay here. We have just 2 more minutes left. At any point you feel the body softening, you can gently allow the elbows to bend and come down a little bit deeper. But once again, without force, without hurry. Indy, come here. Last few breaths. Just deepening your inhale. Let the body know you're thinking about moving. Very slowly pressing into the hands, lift the chest. Slowly walking the right foot back. You can either come to a kneeling position, or maybe you'd like to come to a seat, or even stretch your legs out long. You can roll your way down onto your back if that feels good, or just stay where you are. You can just notice what you feel. Indy. Indy, come here. Indy doesn't want to do Doga anymore today. I think he wants to go out. And slowly making your way back to an upright tabletop position, and we'll take the same dragon lunge over to the opposite side. So taking a nice big step forward with your left foot. You can bring the left foot nice and wide, then soften the hips forward. Block or any other firm prop can place underneath the right hand. So this time we're feeling down the front of the left leg the front of the right leg and into the left side glute. So just find your edge, find a position you feel you can stay here for the next 4 minutes, but it's not too intense, you can't stay a while. And if your dog, like mine, have wandered off, not a problem. So, dogs do their own thing. So if they have drifted off and left you, absolutely fine. I'm sure they will come back later. Now, if this feels good, you can stay right here. And once again, maybe there's an option there to bring the body forward and down. You can rest onto your bolster, soften into the hips, but just make sure nothing's pinching or shooting and you're not efforting at all. Yin is the perfect space for self-reflection. Bring a connection to yourself. If your dog is there with you, connecting with your dog or any other pet that's joining you. You may wish to drop the left knee out to the side, come to the outside edge of the left foot. And just keep the knee tracking forward. Once again, if it's a bit too much of an effort to come down, even if you were there a while, you can always back off and rest back onto the hands. Final minute. Last few breaths. Nice and slow, pressing into your hands, lifting your chest. Very carefully stepping out of your lunge. You can come to a seat, once again stretching the legs out long, sit back on the hands. Or maybe you'd like to roll all the way down onto your back. Have a sigh if that feels good. Notice what you feel. And slowly making your way back to a seat, we will take a twisted deer pose. So bring your right leg forward, and bring your left leg back behind you. You may wish to snuggle the left knee into the right arch of the front leg. Just making sure that the knees are happy, hips are happy. Then we'll turn and twist towards the right hand side. So you may wish to grab a cushion or a bolster to rest your elbows on, or it's absolutely fine to be unsupported and just resting yourself down onto the floor. So just making sure you're feeling a twist around the side ribs and the outer back hip. So softening into the elbows and just let the head be heavy. You may wish to even soften all the way down onto your cushion, or just keep the head upright. Again, eyes can be closed, or just take a soft half gaze. So feeling into your hips as well as into the spine. Your dog might be there having a snuggle with you, or absolutely fine if they've wandered off. And as dog lovers, we all know what a joy it is to have our fur babies around us, our four-legged friends. Not only for emotional support, but also for those in need that use guide dogs and assistance dogs. They're literally a lifeline for those people. A lot more than just a friend, a part of the family. They're our lifeline, the eyes that we don't have. So just fully trusting all the money you're raising this month in the Doga Challenge is going to help raise funds to train these amazing guide dogs and assistance dogs in your state. And these dogs make such a difference between somebody being isolated and stuck at home all day, or be able to live pretty much normal life. So thank you all so much, as always, for being here, for raising awareness and funds for such a great cause. So you just have one more minute left here. I'll just leave you in silence to ponder. And don't forget to thank yourselves for taking the time for you. Last few breaths. Slowly pressing into the hands, lifting the chest. Bring yourself back to center. Unraveling your deer legs, and you may wish to stretch your legs out long or just sit back on the hands. Just take a pause here. May feel a bit tingly. Maybe there's a change in temperature. Just notice the different sensations around your legs. Then we'll set up for the opposite side. Bring yourself back to upright. And we'll bring the left leg forward and bring the right leg back behind you. Once again, knee of the back leg can snuggle into the arch of the foot of the front leg. Grab some cushioning if you're using it and bringing it over to your left-hand side now. Then resting yourself down on to your cushioning, turning and twisting the body towards the left. So now sensation, we'll feel it around the right rib cage, right out to hip. Head can nod in, or you can support the head either down onto the mat, you're cushioning, or stack the hands, make a pillow. And then soften here. It's all about the hips, the twist through the spine. Maybe giving your dog a little ear scratch, a little pat, belly rub. Doga is such a great way to connect in with your four-legged friend. Especially through the in-practice, nice and calm and still. Final minute here. Last few breaths. Slowly pressing into the hands, lift your chest. Unravel your spine, coming back to center. You can place any cushioning to the side, bringing your legs back to center. And have a lie down. You can lie down nice and flat. Stretch the legs long, have a sigh if that feels good, and just notice how you feel. If you need to keep the knees bent up, absolutely fine. You can always just knock the knees in. Notice what you feel. In time for one more shape to finish off today. We'll stay right where we are on our backs. Bringing the soles of the feet together, knees drop out to the side. And just feeling into our inner thighs in a supine butterfly shape. The closer the feet are to the body, the more sensation. So if that's a little bit niggly, you can always just separate the feet. Maybe even placing some cushions or some blocks underneath the thighs. Arms can be wide, or maybe you'd like to rest your hands on your torso or on your puppy. And just resting here, just allowing the knees to be heavy. Just 2 minutes here. Last few breaths. The legs feel heavy, drawing the knees back together with your hands. Stretching the legs out long, just let the feet flop open. If you'd like to place a cushion underneath the backs of the legs, you can. We'll glide into our final rest, final Shavasana. So if you're feeling a bit cool, grab a blanket, grab a pillow. This is your time now just to integrate the energy you've created for yourself from your class today. And this is where I will leave you. It's been my absolute pleasure to guide you through your Doga today. From myself and my invisible dogs that have ran away, Indy and Willow. It was our great pleasure. Until next time, see you all again soon. Namaste.